Hello and welcome to Safe Space with Natalia. So for today's guided meditation, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I always infuse my guided meditations with energy healing. So that is going to be something that you can decide if that's something you want to receive at this time. I recently came across a video from one of my favorite YouTubers and energy channels, Reiki Rachel. And as I was preparing for today's session, I was called to create an altar and bring forth all the elements of the earth. So I have with me crystals for the earth element. I have a candle lit for fire, water for water, and air. And so with the combination of all these four elements, I was also called to pick up my Starseed Oracle deck. And when I asked for the energy for this guided meditation, I received 3 cards. And with 3 of these cards come individual activations. So we have the first card being the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. The second being star family, you're part of a team of souls, call and support. And third, breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. So I'm going to give you a few moments to see whether or not there's a specific card that calls out to you, or if all of them do. Either way, I'm going to give you some time to just get nice and settled while I connect to the energy of the first card being the blue flame. So just allowing yourself to get nice and comfortable, preparing for the first activation. Now that you are nice and comfortable, closing your eyes if you haven't already, consenting to whether or not you would like to receive this energy activation at this time, I am turning on the Reiki tap, and I'm just setting the intention for energy healing to flow through you during today's entire activation meditation. So for the first card being the blue flame, the card reads, "This is a card of awakening and energetic upgrades. Perhaps you're going through a period of spontaneous awakening, receiving visions and having experiences that are out of the ordinary. In the West, little is known about the process of spontaneous awakening, and it can feel very scary when we're going through it alone. Elsewhere, they can be seen as auspicious experiences, with those going through them being treated with tender care. The blue beings are thought to be activating beings with great potential for healing and upgrading our cellular structures. They appear in moments of extreme awakening, activating a physical Kundalini awakening and deep cellular and DNA healing. Many people glamorize the awakening process. However, in reality, it's much messier and more difficult than most of us believe. We must first let go of what we think we know for sure and how we make sense of the world. This isn't easy. The awakening process, even when it's spontaneous, takes a considerable amount of time to integrate. An awakening without integration can leave us feeling very ungrounded. If you're in the midst of an awakening, the process never ends. Treat this time as deeply sacred and give yourself ample space to ground and integrate the extreme changes you're going through. So now, as I'm going to say the next activation, the activation frequency from my voice will be integrating within your being. So if you feel called to receive, just saying yes in your mind's eye now. I allow myself to surrender to the awakening process that's right for me. I take things slowly and integrate my experience each and every day. I'll say it again. I allow myself to surrender to the awakening process that's right for me. I take things slowly and integrate my experience each and every day. Taking a few moments to just let the activation of these words integrate in your body now. Now that activation has been integrated in your body, we will now be moving to card number 2, which is the Star Family. You're part of a team of souls, call in support. And this card reads, at some stage, we were each a part of a soul cluster, a gathering of souls who broke away from one another to experience themselves individually. Those who are part of your soul cluster are part of your star family. Your star family are those souls who are cut from a similar cosmic cloth. You haven't just experienced lifetimes together, your souls were once actually one. It's very common for star family members to incarnate at similar times to work with anchoring a similar frequency of light and to cross paths with each other. You know that someone is part of your star family when you feel like you know and remember them from the moment you met. They feel instantly familiar and comfortable. Time both passes quickly and stretches when you're with them. You feel more yourself with them than with anyone else. It can sometimes feel like looking in the mirror, because in a way you are. Often you'll go out of your way to help those in your star family, instinctively knowing it's part of your path. When a star family member dies, you feel it very deeply, regardless of how long you knew them. A certain soul mourning or soul breaking occurs. Think about the people in your life. Who do you feel is part of your star family? If this card comes up in a spread, it's likely that you've met someone who is part of your star family, or you're about to. And now preparing to receive the activation. Who do you think is from the same star family as you? How can you call upon them for support? Stating this again, who do you think is from the same star family as you? How can you call upon them for support? I'm going to take a few moments to let the activation from these questions come in. Calling your higher consciousness to kind of help you call in that star family, or help make it clear to you who in your life is a part of your star family. So taking some time to allow this energy to integrate in your spirit now. Amazing. Now that energy has been integrated, we are moving to the final card for today. The final activation. And this card is the Breath of the Cosmos. My Will to Thy Will, Micromanaging the Universe. And this card reads, when we rely only on our own will, we're micromanaging the universe and resisting the natural flow of life. We're not trusting the mysterious breath of life. We're rejecting the great cosmic intelligence and relying instead on our own personal strength. When we do this, we find ourselves attempting to bend things to our will. We spend our time forcing, pushing, and living from a space of trying to. Everyone around us can feel it, and the universe can too. You're being called to stop micromanaging the universe and trust the breath of life, to surrender to the greater will that God has for you, to move from my will to thy will. When you surrender to the greater will of life, you begin dancing with the rest of life. When you bow to the great mystery and say, please use me, please show me the way, little by little you find yourself living your most fulfilling, authentic life. When you surrender your personal will, when you relinquish control and release the way you think things should be and surrender to the greater will, you find yourself being led. You begin breathing the breath of life. Now I'm going to be saying the activation. So just allowing yourself to receive the final activation for today's meditation. I am willing to stop relying on my own strength and personal agenda and instead surrender to the breath of life. Dear God, help me move from my will to thy will. Please lead me. Please show me the way. I will say this again. I am willing to stop relying on my own strength and personal agenda and instead surrender to the breath of life. Dear God, help me move from my will to thy will. Please lead me, show me the way. Giving a few moments to let this activation integrate in your mind, body, and soul. Beautiful. Now that the energy has integrated in your mind, body, and soul, we have completed the 3 activations for you today. I am now disconnecting from your energetic and auric field. I wanted to take this time to thank you so much for joining me today. And I want to give you some time to thank yourself for taking up space and time for you. Thanking the universe, the elements of the earth, your higher consciousness, and your guides for helping assist during today's activation. I know going through awakenings can feel scary and daunting, but I'm here to remind you that you are never alone, that we are truly in this together. You are exactly where you are meant to be, and everything is right on time. I love you. I'm so proud of you, and I will see you in the next one.